Well, John, what's the mood been like around the place after Tuesday's win?
Yeah, naturally really positive, as I think you'd expect after a home win against a side that's been flying high in the league. And I think if they'd won there the other night, they would have really been pushing the top two. And it's not just about not just about the result, but the performance as well. I think everybody can really take a lot of positives from and how we performed for the full 90 minutes plus. And so yeah, naturally, everyone's coming today with the spring in their step.
What are the most important things to take into the game on Saturday?
Well, I think there's a bit of confidence that we have to take, not just from the game on Tuesday night, but the run of games that we've had now, certainly since I've been in, which is 9 games where we've performed in every single one of them, some better than others, but we've certainly made a game of all of them. So a lot of confidence in that, the performances, the results, the way we've been playing, I think the amount of pressure that we've put sides under. So we have to take all of those positives and make sure we take them onto Saturday, but also realise as well that we've got a completely different game on our hands, and Cambridge are another challenge that we need to take on board. So it's just about resetting this morning and making sure we're ready for that on Saturday.
Yeah, as you said, back into the training ground this morning, back onto the training pitch. How was the session for you?
Yeah, great. Helped that the sun was shining. It was a little bit cold this morning, but then it warmed up. And yeah, everybody's really, sort of bright and buzzy and out there and just enjoying themselves. And that's the most important thing, is if you get players that are enjoying themselves and working hard at the same time, then I think you've got a real recipe for success. So we try and keep things enjoyable. We had a recovery group today from the starters the other night who just made sure they came in and ticked their legs over and made sure that they're going to be ready physically to go again tomorrow and then Saturday. And then the lads that haven't played a huge amount over the past couple of weeks, we've put a bit more into their legs today, a bit more of a demanding session. And again, just making sure that they're ready to go if called upon Saturday.
Now, onto the Cambridge game. They're a side who sit in the relegation zone at the moment. So how important is it to not underestimate the test because they have something so vital to play for?
Yeah, I think it's a really important part of what you have to face at this stage of the season, where it's really, it's getting down to the tough times, and we're looking at coming towards the end of the year where you do talk about relegation battles or playoff battles and promotion battles, all of those sort of things. And I think Cambridge will be a side that are very hungry, and especially at home where they've had a really good record over the past 3 years. And they'll be a tough challenge. So no matter what the league position says, I think that they're one of the better sides, certainly at their place in the league, and have been over the past couple of seasons. They've got some good players in there who've been together for a while. They're very well organised by Mark Bonner and the coaching staff there, and so we should expect a really tough test. There's been plenty of sides there that have gone there this year and have come away with nothing.
You went unchanged on Tuesday, so how do you think that consistency in personnel relates to the recent performances of late?
I think it definitely can sometimes, but we just sort of take each game as it comes, and some of that's about form, and some of it's about who we think is going to be suited to a particular game. So some games will suit players more than others, and that might mean that a player loses his place after playing really well. And that's what the message we're trying to get into the lads, especially when I do have to leave them out, is that it's not necessarily, you don't have to talk about things in the terms that we're maybe used to. It's not necessarily, you haven't necessarily been dropped. It's just the fact that we have a chance to do something else in a certain game, and we've got a squad behind us that's fully capable, and we've seen that over the past few weeks, especially not just with the lads that have come in and started games, but also the subs and what an impact they've made coming off the bench. So we do have to rely on the squad, and we've got to make sure that we're all ready to come on and affect games.
On that same basis, could it be about sort of resting players due to the long travels we're going to have in this next sort of 10-day period?
Oh, definitely, and that's where the squad comes into it. And we've had 2 games this week, and there might be a need to really freshen it up at the weekend in terms of team selection and personnel. And we'll definitely look into that. We've got bodies that we can rely upon that have not necessarily played a huge amount over the past few weeks. But when you've had 2 really tough home games in a week, and then you've got to travel to Cambridge, and you've got a tough away game, I think that's when you can really look to rely on the squad.
And just finally, it's set to be another large following on the road from the Pompey fans. What's your message to them after Tuesday, at a time where their support really helped get the team over the line?
Yeah, and I think that the message that I would re-emphasise from Tuesday night was, yes, it helped us get over the line, but more importantly, it was, I'm not sure quite what the right term is here, but they got us there in the first place. They got us started, because we went 1-0 down after 47 minutes, and I did think, right, well, what have we got now? And just as I was thinking that, I just literally heard the crowd erupt, and it was the home fans, thinking, you know what, we'll have a bit of this. That's fine. We've conceded a goal. We can live with it, because we see what the boys are trying to put in, and we've seen that first half performance, and we know that they're capable of more. So that was amazing. It was amazing to be part of, and thankfully we managed to repay them. We managed to put on the performance and then get the result. And obviously by full time, I think one of my mates who is at the game said, the place was literally bouncing because I can feel the stand sort of vibrating underneath me. That's what we need. It's amazing to be part of, I think, as a fan, as a player, as a member of staff, when that's actually happening. And just more of that, please. That's all I'm going to ask for. I hope it's not too much, but more of that. It makes a massive difference.